This week, we're going to interview Todd Wright from La Garita Cigar Company and Falto Cigars. Our cigar of the week is the Opus X 20 Years Celebration, which we've already lit up because we couldn't wait that long to light it up because it's so awesome. So we'll talk about that cigar and give you a review during the show. Our Stogie Geeks segment this episode is maintaining your humidor for the summer months and things you can do to prep it for some heat and humidity we have here in the Northeast as well as other parts of the region. And then we're going to do Stogies of the Week. I'm excited to talk about some Davidoff cigars that I've been smoking. And the Joes will chime in with their, they've got long lists to talk about this week. So stay tuned. All that and more on this episode of the Stogie Geek Show. This is a Security Weekly production. Broadcasting live from Villiger North American Studios, it's the show where cigars burn slow, ashes fall fast, and cocktails flow steady. It's the Stogie Geek Show. Many of you don't like the Patriots, and quite frankly, those of us on the show today don't really care. Then we're going to... Joe Hollywood joins us. Welcome, Joe.
How are ya?
He's on point.
What's up, boys?
It's definitely a cigar. What's going on? Yeah, we need that. It's like a classy straw. It's like metal and stuff.
That's a stainless steel straw.
It's already bent. Don't try and bend it anymore because it's metal.
You're so strong, Joe. Bend that straw.
Brought to you by
Havana Cigar Club, located in Warwick, Rhode Island, is a great place to enjoy a drink and a cigar. Stogie Geeks listeners can find a $5 off coupon on our website by clicking the HCC logo.
Welcome, everyone, to the Stogie Geek Show. That's right. This is episode 231. It is, in fact, May 8th, 2017, I hope. At least that's what it says in my notes. So yep. I'm just going with what's in my notes. I actually have no idea what day it is or what episode it was until I read it. I read whatever is on the... I don't even have a teleprompter today. I'm doing it off the cuff. Off the cuff. I'm here with Joe Hollywood. Made it to studio today.
How are you?
Fighting some traffic.
I'm doing good.
You always have hectic Mondays. We were just commenting on this before the show.
It's a good time.
Your Mondays are hectic. Now you get to relax and have a cigar.
I'm excited. Episode 231?
231.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Joe Rainman's here with us. Welcome, Rainman. What's going on?
What's up, fellas?
I want to start by talking about this delightful cigar that we've lit up for the show. I decided to go all out.
Thank you.
Out. I've been planning this for a while, actually. I had to jump through some hoops to acquire enough of these to have three of the same one for the show was a feat, and I had to make sure I had some, of course, for my personal collection. I'm kind of thinking we should just be smoking these things because they're not your typical Opus X in terms of strength.
No, they're awesome.
So this is, of course, the Fuente Opus X 20 Years Celebration. And it's kind of an awkward name to say. You want to say 20 year or 20th. It's actually 20 years celebration, which is kind of interesting. It does adorn a Dominican shade-grown wrapper. That's really all we know about it. So one of the things you'll notice about it is the blue color. I don't know if you've seen a box, but the blue coloring is very prominent in the packaging. Is just the box looks like it's from outer space.
Sure.
It's really, really, really cool. And it's the Opus X band, but with the blue in the color. Do you know where the blue comes from?
No.
It's in the show notes. I didn't know either until I was reading today. Apparently there's a river that runs alongside Chateau de la Fuente, and the blue was used of early Arturo Fuente cigars, so they brought it back for their 20 years anniversary. The boxes adorn signatures of Fuente Jr. and the late Carlos Fuente Sr. As well. There are links in the show notes for this episode. Cigar Aficionado, Cigar Coop, and Half Wheel all have information on this cigar. Half Wheel has a review of the God's Whisper, which is different from what we're smoking today. They gave it an 87, which is kind of interesting. I didn't find many more reviews, largely because these are pretty hard to find. So we'll have to make sure we all give it a rating on the show and review it. We're smoking the Power of the Dream.
There you go.
Say it with Power of the Dream. This is the power of the dream.
Channel it.
Power of the dream.
I have some pretty strange dreams sometimes.
Yeah,
Sometimes I talk about them on the show. The most recent one I had, I cannot talk about on the show. It's
Gotta
just
keep a notepad and pen on the side of the bed and remember those
I do.
dreams.
Some of them I really want to remember. Some of them I'm glad that I forget because they're just bizarre. So the power of the dream is 6 3/8 by 52, and is in fact a torpedo. That's actually different. So the other similar size, the God's Whisper, they come in boxes of 20, and they're $22.50 a piece. So these are pricey. They were released December 7th, 2016. So who's noticing that the math is wrong on this one? Anyone? Anyone?
Because 20 years?
Yeah, you're right.
It's off by 1 year.
Well, yeah, at least 1 year. Well, now in this year it'd be 2 years, right? But they were released in 2016. Of course, 1995 was the debut year for Opus X. They debuted at this cigar debuted at the IPCPR 2015 for their 20 years, but it took them over a year before they actually hit the market, and no one knows why. It's a mystery. No, it's Fuente. That's why. They're shrouded in mystery.
Shrouded in secrecy.
But they make awesome cigars, and I'm happy to be smoking this today because it's really good. Really mild, though. Like, this is not your father's Opus X, I guess you could say.
No, it's mild.
Like, you could light this up first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
We should start doing that. Then they'd be all be gone. I don't have that many left.
It's balanced though so far. It's really It's a good smoke. I'm looking forward to getting
Very tasty.
I'm looking forward to getting right into it. You know?
Not a whole lot of flavor up front, though, to be honest with you.
No, just subtle.
Just very subtle.
It looks like it might kick in.
This should be your first cigar of the day.
Yeah.
Don't go by us because we're probably all 4 cigars deep at this point by now.
Most likely.
Yeah, 3 to 4 probably. And that first third, I think, was lost on our palates. Probably. We'll take one for the team and tell you, our listeners, light this up as your first cigar of the day. Maybe a little breakfast, but light this up as your first
Start the
cigar.
day right? Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. I'd like to introduce our special guest for today, Todd Wright from Garita Cigar Company and Falto Cigars. He is also the owner of Celebrity Health and Adidin Life Sciences. He's a health advisor to television, movie, and music industry. We'll talk about how he got his first cigar because I think it's an interesting story. Todd, welcome to the show.
Thank you. How you guys doing?
Good.
We're doing
Good. How you doing,
fantastic. So, Todd, tell us about how you got started smoking cigars and then into the cigar industry.
So, in 1995, I was on the set of Casino with all the boys, Joe Pesci, Don Rickles, and I had never smoked a cigar in my life. You know, I'm there to take care of their health, and in that time, I was a big Scotch drinker and loved my Scotch, so I'd go back in between shoots and drink with Don. And one day he says, you know, if you're going to smoke cigars, if you're going to drink Scotch, you're going to smoke cigars with us. And I picked up my first cigar, and it was heaven from the very first draw. So being able to watch them do what they did with the cigars, I really picked up on it very quickly. So it was like a natural habit for me. And that just sent me off into a whole other world with the cigar industry.
So, Todd, I want to make sure I understand this because I want to make a plea to you. So, you're the health advisor for celebrities in 1995, and part of your health regimen is Scotch and cigars. So, my plea to you is, can you be my health advisor? Because I need someone like that in my life that has it right.
I know it's the funniest. It's the funniest sight because when I'm on at the studios, whether it be Universal, Paramount, or Warner Brothers, my golf cart says health advisor, and I'm smoking a cigar, not drinking any Scotch, mind you, but I'm smoking a cigar, and I get the biggest laughs.
That's awesome. So tell us a little bit about, just because I find it very interesting, your role to celebrities and some of the celebrities you've worked with over the years. Like, how do you land a gig like that?
You know, it was all done by word of mouth. I started off working as an independent contractor for NASA JPL, and they sent me out to Johnson Space Center for about a year and a half and a couple of other various places. And during that time, there was a lot of filming going on for movies like Armageddon and things of that nature. And it just started, I was taking care of the pilots at that time, and it slowly revolved into the movie industry when it would come out to shoot. And I got my start with Steven Tyler of Aerosmith through Liv Tyler. And I've been with Aerosmith for now about 15 years. Carlos Santana, Roger Daltrey of The Who. It just started escalating, and then it got into movies and television. Nice. George Lopez, things of that nature.
So as a health advisor, like is it diet and exercise and basically consulting on those kinds of things, or?
No, I don't. The reason why I'm so heavily used is because I don't believe in Western medicine, such as pharmaceuticals and supplements. I created a product that came out about 10 years ago, and basically it's a live enzyme that your body requires because it naturally acquires enzymes through the foods we eat, through the digestive tract itself, through the bile and products that we take in. And I created this nutrients that has gone worldwide in the last 10 years. And that's a lot of things that people don't know about me. They just know me as cigars from this industry. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of unique, but that's kind of my take on it. I basically put this in them daily. I don't talk about diet and exercise. That comes naturally. I work with their blood type, and I move forward with that.
Oh, that's really cool. That's interesting. So then, how did you get started in the cigar industry? Like, you got started smoking cigars, but then you started working in the industry, correct?
Yeah. So, in about year 2000 and I would say 2009, I really got serious into the cigar industry and wanted to create an ultimate lounge in the California area. I'm in the Palm Springs, La Quinta, California area, and it just, for a place that's a resort city and has 112 golf courses and 82 resorts, you would think that we would have a plethora of cigar lounges to choose from, which we don't. So I wanted to create a lounge first and worry about cigars later, because to me, the cigar experience is about the experience within that you take the cigar, and not so much about the selection that you have right away. So in 2009, I really focused on building the ultimate lounge for my area.
And that's where you're broadcasting from today?
Correct. This is the Falto Cigar Club, and this was formerly Open Sky Cigar Club, and we've now changed the name for the last 5 years to highlight the cigars that really kind of put us on the map and helped me to gain the acknowledgement in the cigar industry for Falto.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it looks really nice. I love the ceiling and the detail work behind you. That's really cool. So how did you get hooked up with Falto Cigars? We've had Luis Falto on the show before.
Yeah, strictly by chance. I was traveling throughout the countries on an Aerosmith tour, and happened to have a Falto with me because it was given to me, and just fell in love with it. And so when I came back to the States about 4 months later, the Orlando show was taking place, and I was going to do all my buying at that show. I stumbled upon Luis Falto by accident. And it's probably the best 4 days that I had ever spent in the cigar industry with one man. I was there to buy for the entire lounge, and I ended up spending most of my time with Luis. And just hearing his story and his passion for the cigars is what really set me off and kind of is what brought us here. And through that time, about a week after he and I were spending time at the Orlando show, he flew out here to California to see my operations. And from that point on, just became really good friends, going back and forth to see each other when time, permitted.
No, that's really cool. What's your favorite Falto cigar?
I would say that my daily go-to is by far the Delirio. Mm-hmm. It's a Lonsdale-shaped cigar. It just has so much flavor. I'm more of a Lancero, Lonsdale type of guy. I don't really kind of fall into those big gauges. In that American way kind of thing. I really go traditional with the sizes that I choose and try to stay more on that European, more of that true cigar kind of size and length for the flavor.
What did you think when the 20th Aniversario Los Procesos came out? What did you think of that cigar?
I thought it was a really good cigar. Being an oversized Churchill in my mind, the one thing that I love about Luis is that he does everything by the book, and for him to bring out that larger size Churchill, it really set for me as a distributor and going to lounge from lounge to lounge. it enabled the guys to really sit down and enjoy a good Falto cigar for a long period of time, also getting those flavors that they always knew to love.
Yeah, that's my favorite Falto right there. You guys have questions for Todd along the lines of Falto? You guys have been smoking Falto probably pretty recently. There's a Falto lounge right next door to us, Todd. So,
as Todd knows, I'm a big Perfecto guy, and I'm really anticipating the Lancero. I have yet to smoke it, but it sounds absolutely delicious. And Todd's a Lancero guy, so I'm sure that's right in your wheelhouse.
Is the Lancero next door?
I'm sure. Yeah, they have all. Yeah.
Yeah, I just started getting into the blend a couple months ago, and I'm looking forward to doing that. And I'll start doing some of the Stogies of the week.
Yeah,
with that for sure.
Now, Todd, each one of Luis's Falto's sizes are like a different blend, right? It's one of the things that makes that line unique.
Yeah, the one thing that I really wanted to cater to when I opened up the lounge was really highlighting the boutique cigars, because I feel like there's a lot more passion. There's smaller quantities made, and I really wanted to highlight those. And the one thing that really turned me on to Luis, and in speaking with him when I was at the show, was just the fact that he's not in it for the money. He's in it for the quality. He's in it for the experience, and he wants people to understand what a true cigar should be like if you were able to, really mature your cigars the right way and age them the right way and put, that effort into them. So what I love about him is that he blends to size, and he makes every size its own blend, which is what nobody else does. And to me, that truly is the true idea of an ultimate boutique cigar.
Absolutely. You mentioned Lanceros. Above and beyond the Falto line, what other Lanceros do you like to smoke, Todd?
I've been really kind of getting into the Tatuaje Black Lancero. That seems to be a real nice cigar. I was turned on to the Trinidad, which is one of my favorite cigars. But I would say that my ultimate is one that I actually blended and had I had the experience to be able to go to the La Aurora factory and spend a lot of quality time with the boys and blend my own cigar, which is called the London. And it just truly fits my taste buds perfectly. It's a true Lancero, and it's an unbanded cigar for many other reasons. I didn't want it to be a showboat. I wanted it to be all about flavors, and I wanted those cinnamons and those nutmeg to really pop. And I wanted the slow burn so that people could really understand the true essence of the cigar. And so that's probably my go-to on a daily basis. And I'm partial to it, but it's one of my favorite. But I do like a lot of other Lanceros. I would say that most of the Lanceros that I really enjoy come from Monte Cristo. I like the quality of what they do when it comes to those smaller ring gauges.
I don't know if I've ever had a Monte Cristo Lancero, to be honest with you.
I haven't either. No.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's homework for us.
Chase that down for sure.
Homework. So did you blend your Lancero with Manuel Anoa over at the La Aurora factory, I'm sure?
Actually, I did not.
Really?
I wanted to go with Luis Falto on that. And so I flew to Puerto Rico on many of my trips out there, and we sat down for about 4 or 5 days, and we smoked nothing but the wrappers, the binders, the fillers, until I found the perfect idea of what I felt the cigar was to me. I've been smoking for about 18 years, and I just feel that I'm still a medium to full body. I don't like anything too strong because I really want to enjoy it with the spirits that I drink and with the kinds of foods that I take in. So I actually did it with Luis Falto, and he really was the man behind it. So he is my mentor and helped me do that. But I think that I really had most of the say in that because I chose the different wrappers, binders, and fillers.
Oh, that's awesome. We're gonna have to get some of your cigars, Todd, and try. Now you got me wanting to try one really bad.
Absolutely.
They have them at the Havana Club.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
I might have smoked one. I
know they have a picture of Steven Tyler.
Yeah, if it's one of the ones I'm thinking of, it is. There are some unbanded ones that came in here, but there's a couple different ones. So yeah, we'll go seek that out again, for sure. What was I going to say? So La Garita, are you working with them in a sales capacity or just a brand advocate or?
No, I pretty much own the entire distribution worldwide for the Falto brand.
Oh, okay.
That came, once we started selling the Falto cigars in the lounge, it was our biggest selling cigar by far. And we carry a pretty good selection of top-rated cigars in the industry. And about 2 or 3 years after being a seller of the Falto cigars from our club standpoint, my relationship with Luis Falto became greater and greater, almost like a brotherhood. And at that point, some decisions were made where I took on the West Coast to kind of enhance the Faltos, because they're not really well known in the industry. Because again, it's about word of mouth for this brand. It's not about advertising. It's more word of mouth. And so when I took this distribution on, we were able to really explode on the West Coast and then venture into more of the other states. And we've kind of accumulated quite a few states since that time.
Oh, that's awesome. So is La Garita a sub-brand of Falto?
It's like the umbrella. Falto, La Garita is the corporate umbrella, and then you've got the Tabacalera de Falto as well, and then the Falto cigars kind of stand by themselves.
I gotcha. So do you now? Luis has his own line of coffee. Is that correct?
He does.
And is that
he is a connoisseur of three things. He loves his wine and knows it better than anybody I've ever met in my life, and cigars and coffee. And so those three things that go so well with the cigars as it is, he's just produced some of the best coffee I've ever experienced.
I would agree. Now, is that coffee limited to Falto lounges, or is there a distribution for the coffee?
No, it's limited. It's for individuals like Todd Lascola and Leon to have some of our lounges that carry the full line get a special deal with the coffee and are able to sell it throughout their lounge. Wow,
we're lucky to have that. I don't know if you guys have had the Falto coffee before.
Every time I'm there.
Oh my God, is it amazing? Yeah, that's good stuff. That's really good. More questions for Todd?
I just applaud the mantra of the company. Falto believes any given tobacco blend can only truly excel in one size, and that's just amazing right there. I love that. Not too much, too fast. You're doing it right. Walk before you run, and it stands alone.
So your company survives in regards to marketing just strictly on word of mouth. There's not a lot of mass advertising that you're doing, or to get the name out there in other specific regions, or how are you handling that?
We did a lot of full page ads in Cigar Press magazine,
sure,
and Cigar and Spirits magazine, stuff like that. But we just found that again, everybody sells on marketing, and to us and to Luis, although we would love to get the cigar out there, you have to understand, he only makes 100 boxes per size per year.
Really?
So, yeah, that's there's a lot of companies out there that claim they're an ultra premium boutique, and what really is an ultra premium boutique? To me, the three things that are that for me, and why I'm such a big fan of Falto, is because I know what goes on behind the scenes. For one, again, the quantities are so low because he ages every single blend over 7 years. And that's unheard of, because usually it's producing as many mass cigars as you can to fulfill orders or to get that cigar out there. And he doesn't believe in all that. He believes in quality over quantity. And as a cigar smoker, whether I'm a brand new cigar smoker or I'm an advanced cigar smoker, to me, being able to put a cigar that has the age on it, that has the blend on it, and it has the size on it is very important to each customer. And so with that aging process, I mean, I don't think that there's anybody out there that does the aging that this man does. And again, he's not in it to become this giant mogul, even though that's where the brand wants to be. We still want to keep it a very boutique cigar company with class and dignity, and give people what they really are in deserve of.
Right. So you want to give the consumer kind of a truly boutique experience, for sure.
Yeah. Like I said, the main thing that I really wanted to be a part of this company for was the fact that, again, small quantities, size are all individual size, and they're actual cigar sizes that the industry was built on. They're none of these false sizes that people make up to create a new size blend in this industry. He keeps it so direct and so precise, and I just think it's great.
Gimmick free.
I have a question for some of our listeners who might want to be intrigued. Other than Falto and the celebrities, who smokes what?
There you go.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yes.
So Ron Perlman of Sons of Anarchy, Hellboy, he smokes the Viagante because he likes the 6x60 gauges.
Mm-hmm.
And that is his go-to when I'm around him anyways. I know that on certain shows, some other companies will send them cigars for certain movies that he does.
Sure.
And that's because they pay for that.
Yep, it's promo. I get it.
Joe Pesci, the Delirio.
Yep.
Steven Tyler, the Prominente. And if you've seen the pictures that I've sent up, the Prominente is featured in his hands. I've got, George Lopez on the Robusto. And so, there's a bunch of different celebrities that smoke a lot of different things, but we try to fit them to the size and the strength that they want.
What about Santana? Carlos Santana. Wasn't he one of your guys?
What's that?
Carlos Santana. Wasn't he one of you?
He is, but unfortunately he doesn't smoke cigars.
He doesn't.
So
there you go.
It's one of those deals.
Sure.
Todd, I'm curious on the pairings. What do you suggest for Falto? What do you like to pair it up as far as spirits?
I'm sorry.
What do you suggest as far as spirits for Falto? What do you like to pair up?
Well, I'm a huge Scotch guy.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the Zacapa rum. Zacapa is a 23-year-old Cuban rum that is just unbelievable. Barolito rums, the Zacapa rums. I haven't experienced a lot of beers yet with the Faltos because I'm more of a spirits guy. But I love the wine and the different cognacs. Anything in that Scotch, rum, cognac, bourbon, in those areas just seem to have a great pairing with the Falto cigars.
Nice.
Todd, other than Falto cigars, what is hot in your store right now in terms of sellers for cigars?
Number one cigar worldwide is the Mentor. It's a Toro-sized cigar that is all Dominican, and because of the size and because of the smooth, creamy cigar flavorings, it just basically is been the number one seller, bar none, since I've owned the cigar in my lounge.
Nice. And what in terms of like closing out cigars, are there ones that don't sell or particular sizes that don't sell, and why do you think that's the case?
I would say that it takes a lot of time for certain things to catch on, but I mean the production sells entirely on its own. I would say that the lighter cigars don't do as well, and that would be like the Baibo or the newest El Prasir hasn't caught on yet. But everything else, I mean, we have 21 different sizes, 21 different blends, and I would say that 19 of them sell out on a monthly basis.
So, do you carry strictly Falto cigars? Or do you have other manufacturer cigars in your stores? Or is it just Falto?
Oh no, I carry about 95 different makers. I've got everything from your Olivas to your Davidoffs to Padrones. I mean, everything that's in the top market right now. I carry a small selection, I feel, compared to like what the boys at the Havana Club carry, because I don't believe that I should cater to everyone's palate, because it's too impossible. I feel like I'm going to bring in cigars that are hot on the market just so people can try them out. And then if they don't do well in 3 months, then I basically pass them on and bring something new in until we find stuff that is a constant seller and continues to grow. So what I do is I have 4 big, huge cabinets that hold about 30 different blends of cigars. And then the 4th cabinet is all for the new releases or new boutique blends that I kind of, like I said, I introduced to the public and let them decide, because I believe in their ratings over magazine ratings or anybody else's ratings, because they're the ones that are buying it from my store.
Fantastic. So of the non-Falto cigars, what are some of the best-selling ones in your portfolio?
Say that again?
For the non-Falto cigars, which one of those are the best sellers in your store today?
I would say that, your typical Fuentes, your 858s, because it's a very inexpensive cigar, the Double Chateau, the Oliva, all the Olivas, especially the Milanos, I go through greatly. My fathers do pretty well. Jaime Garcia, the big gauges, which I was refusing to bring in because I just thought it was a joke. I have since changed my mind on that and have been bringing in a lot of big gauges. The San Cristobal, Papagoyo, XXL is a big seller. The Perdomo Champagne for the new beginner smokers that I have a lot of, because it's a resort city and they're coming in for an easy smoke. The cigars that don't do well here are the Rocky Patels, the Drew Estates, because we don't have that blue collar following that they seem to possess, and we just don't have it here. And so the Christophs don't do that well, but I mean everything else. The Monte Cristos sell out, the Ashtons sell out, and everything that's in my cabinets pretty much does well.
That's awesome.
So you're in a resort area. Do you do a bunch of events, or is it mostly just people traveling through town? And so do you do any events for your regulars that are there?
The only events that we do, I don't believe in the events on the same level that most people do. Because I'm a private club, I'm also a public club, so half of my lounge is public, and the majority of it is private. I have about 120 members that are here, throughout the years, and I get so many tourists, and I'm the only true lounge in the desert that caters to a lounge-style environment. When I do an event, it's mostly at one of the steakhouses or the seafood restaurants where we go to a location and smoke cigars that are paired with a four-course meal and different wines and spirits. I don't usually bring events into the lounge because I really want to cater to the ultimate experience, and that is basically the music, the old jazz music, the vintage ceiling, the burlwood floors, the custom leather seating with the wide arms, so that you can really kind of enjoy yourself. And whether you want quietness or you want the TVs going on, you have kind of that environment. But the events I do on my own. When I have a new cigar that comes in, it's my job to put that into people's, mouths based on their palate. And if it's not for their palate, then I just, like I said, I put them in other cigars. But as a tobacconist, my job is not to sell the cigars, but to place the cigars in each person's palate genre and build their palates if they need that, and then also cater to their palates if they're already acquired a good sense of what they like. Nice.
That's actually a very different approach on how it's done here in the Northeast.
Yeah, no, it's definitely refreshing.
And most everywhere, believe it or not. Sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you.
No, that's okay. I was just going to say that it is a refreshing approach, and certainly if we're in the Palm Springs area, is that where you said your shop was, Todd?
La Quinta?
Yeah, I'm in La Quinta, which is just about 20 miles from Palm Springs, and that's only because of stoplights. But we're in the Palm Springs Valley, which is called the Coachella Valley, which a lot of people may have heard of the Coachella, concert venue. We're about 5 minutes from that venue that happens every year.
Very good. Well, if we're in the area, we'll definitely swing by. Todd, thank you for appearing on the show today. It was wonderful having you.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure being with you guys.
Thank you.
With that, we'll take a short...
I'll be up there this year. I'll be up there this year.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you were breaking up there, Todd. You'll be up here in Rhode Island?
I will be up in Rhode Island this year, yes.
Excellent. We look forward to having you here in the studios.
Guys,
take care, bro.
Thanks, Todd. With that, we'll take a short break, come back, and talk about maintaining your humidor for the summer. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.